This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for July 8th, 2024. Your daily music headlines, industry info, and everything rock. Slipknot are bringing the Here Comes the Pain 25th anniversary tour to the Xfinity Center in Mansfield, Massachusetts. The show's happening on August 15th with Knocked Loose and Orbit Culture. Tickets are on sale now. Check the links in the show notes of this episode to get yours. There's another band biopic on the way, All Out of Love, the Air Supply story about the 80s soft rock band is set to begin production in the fourth quarter of this year, and a planned summer 2025 theatrical release is on the way to celebrate the band's 50th anniversary. Machine Gun Kelly has teamed up with Youngblood for an emotional reimagining of their 2019 track, I Think I'm Okay, featured on his new album, Hotel Diablo Floor 13 Edition. I Think I'm Okay, sad version, serves as a softer counterpart to the duo's original collaboration, with the two artists' vocals taking center stage. Dave Rowntree from Blur has lost his bid to become a member of the UK Parliament. The drummer and sometime local politician representing the Labour Party came in third in mid-Sussex behind a Liberal Democrat and Conservative candidate. System of a Down vocalist Serj Tankian has responded to the recent comments made by Imagine Dragons vocalist Dan Reynolds. Tankian originally took issue with Imagine Dragons scheduled to perform in Baku, Azerbaijan last September. Dan Reynolds responded recently saying, I don't believe in depriving our fans who want to see us play because of the acts of their leaders and their governments. I think that's really a slippery slope. I think the second you start to do that, there's corrupt leaders and warmongers all over the world. Where do you draw the line? Serj Tankian responded, respectfully, I draw the line at ethnic cleansing and genocide. Azerbaijan's dictatorship, with popular support, was already into a 9-month starvation blockade, qualified as a genocide when they decided to play Baku. Tankian then asked, would they play in Nazi Germany? Why don't they want to play in Russia? Because it's not popular, he said. They support Ukraine, but not Armenians. The only slippery slope is the farce moral equivalency at the heart of this hypocritical attitude. I have nothing against this guy or the band. I just hate artists being taken advantage of and whitewashing genocidal dictatorships. Bon Jovi's new album, Forever, debuted at number 5 in the first week on the Billboard Top 200. But now, according to Forbes, the album has fallen way out of the Billboard charts, making Forever the first Bon Jovi studio album to only last 1 week in the top 200. Nikki Sixx is responding to criticism of the new Motley Crue song, Dogs of War, saying, quote, people just love negativity and I find it interesting. I don't want to play into it, to be honest with you. People run with whatever they think they can get some juice out of, and it's okay. Hey, if you're talking about our band, that's a good thing, negative or positive. Suicidal Tendancies have released a new song called No Somos Familia, a Portuguese language song that brings together Brazilian artists along with the band. No Somos Familia translates to We Are Family and is the first Suicidal Tendencies studio recording to feature new drummer Jay Weinberg, the former drummer of Slipknot, who joined the band earlier this year. In his just-released memoir, Desolation, a heavy metal memoir, Lamb of God's Mark Morton credits Slash for making sobriety look cool and helping him along in his journey of recovery, saying, quote, I didn't actually check with Slash before I wrote that part of the book, so I hope he doesn't mind me sharing that story. Maybe I should have reached out, but I don't think it's anything. He said that I think Slash and some of the other people who have been open about their experience with addiction, I'm the kind of person that has to think something's cool in order to pursue it. Because, see, I have low self-esteem, so I want you to think I'm cool, he said, because I'm not sure that I am. So when something's cool, I'm going to chase it because I want to be that. And people like Slash, who's cool, and people put themselves out there and shared their story and shared their experience, made it look cool. Made sobriety look cool to me, and I'm grateful for that, because that's part of what I took. I'm just being genuine. And speaking of Slash, in a recent interview, he talked about the Guns N' Roses reunion, saying, quote, yeah, it was great. I mean, God, it's a long story, But it was great when Axl and I started talking again because I missed him. We had so much developed, so much animosity that it got worse and worse as time went on. So when we finally spoke, I started talking about playing. God, it was a huge kind of weight lifted off of our shoulders, and it was exciting to get back together. He continued, and there was that chemistry that happens that you sort of forget about, how intense that is when you get on stage together or you're working together. It's really cool, and I'm really happy that we managed to get past all of that. Recently, Pearl Jam postponed 3 shows due to illness in the band. On Saturday night, Pearl Jam returned to the stage in Barcelona, and Eddie Vedder shed light on the health issues that he was dealing with. Fan-shot footage posted to social media depicted Eddie Vedder addressing the crowd before a performance of Wasted Reprise. Saying, quote, "The last week, it almost felt like a near-death experience. It was very uncomfortable and it got frightening," he said. The comments came following a performance of Just Breathe, saying the issue was chest-related. It felt like maybe you couldn't breathe, maybe you wouldn't be able to make it through the night, maybe you'd have to go to the hospital, he said. He also noted that it wasn't just him, it was, quote, "a few of us." He continued, "You just realize how precious life is, how lucky you are to be living on a planet where you could go around and play to incredible people like the people in this room here tonight. So it was a poignant experience. I won't be forgetting it anytime soon and won't be forgetting tonight anytime soon." In a new interview, Tanya O'Callahan, who's the bassist for both Whitesnake and Bruce Dickinson's solo band, was asked if Whitesnake planned to continue their farewell tour. Nearly 2 years after Whitesnake pulled out of its previously announced North American run with the Scorpions, due to what was described as Coverdale's, quote, "continued treatment for a persistent upper respiratory infection." She said, we're hoping to finish the cycle at least, but I can't speak fully for David because he says for himself, never say never. He's still recovering a little bit because it was a pretty intense tour run and between rehearsals and everything, and he had gotten sick and a lot of stuff unfolded for him. But he's doing pretty good. He's really excited about doing the farewell DVD and the book, and all that will hopefully be next year, which is fantastic. And as he says, never say never, maybe we'll go out around that. He wants to write and record some stuff first, so Whitesnake is not finished. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 213, featuring Michael Devin from the Dead Daisies, is available now.